Here's what I think Battlefield, this would be the best. The Korean War doesn't have that much variety, okay? It's like weapons and a couple settings. But there's not that many unique settings in the Korean War. There's not that many unique settings in Vietnam. There's not that many unique settings in a lot of conflicts. But they have like unique weapons for the times. So what if Battlefield 6 is this? What if Battlefield 6 is Season 1 is the Korean War and it's 4 maps. And then Season 2 is Vietnam and it's 4 maps. Season 3, but the seasons stay out, right? So you could go play those maps, you go play those maps, or maybe you don't get to play those maps anymore. And then the next season is like another conflict, like the 6-Day War. You know, all these little conflicts that exist in these specific times, you know, then you could even do something like, it's still Battlefield 6, but you go to, you know, Operation Barbarossa. You know what I mean? And then you go to whatever campaign, you know, in different times. But it's not one end-all, be-all. It's like, okay, now they go to Beirut. Now they go to Iraq. Now they go to present day for 4 maps. You see what I mean? Like Battlefield 6 could be a giant set of maps with seasons coming out. I would like that. That would make everyone happy. But listen, the one rule I have for Battlefield is don't get my hopes up. So don't get your hopes up about the Kaiser Concept. But that's the Kaiser Concept, where you would get a chunk of maps in a certain time frame and then you get another, and maybe you can keep playing them, maybe you can't. Maybe you can only play them for, you know, 3 months. Wouldn't that be something? I don't think that'll happen because of skins and stuff, but I'm sure they could figure something out. But that's my idea. And you could even do something where you could pay like some amount per month to play. Or you buy the season passes, or I think if they did something like that, people would be stoked. Because then they don't have to commit to doing an entire Battlefield in one time. They can keep the engine the same, you know, but then they can, you know what I mean? Because you're never gonna get 16 or 12 maps for a Korean War, but you'll get 4 maps for a Korean War for sure. And you could probably stretch a Vietnam into a bunch of maps, but you know, it's kind of the same, you know what I mean? I might get mangled there. You know what I mean? It's sort of monochrome. I mean, it's Southeast Asian cities and, you know, they're pretty different. North Korea is pretty different from South Korea, but, you know, like, at the time, but, I mean, do you think people would want to play 18 maps of just Vietnam? Do you think they could come out with something like that? You think they could sustain 3 years of Vietnam? You know what I mean? I don't know. Or 2 years of Vietnam? Like, what if we got 36 maps on Battlefield 6 and it was just Vietnam? What the hell would that even be like? I don't think we would be able to stand it if that happened. Maybe we would. I mean, maybe it's modern day, but even still, so what? It's just modern day. You know what I mean? Or near future.
Good show. Objective Fox is now ours.
I mean, but you're making stuff up, right? But like, it seems like it would be a good idea to not let it get trapped in a particular time. Because people get bored with it. And people get excited about new settings, you know. Like, settings as in places to play and so on, you know. Yeah, and if somehow you could earn prestige along, you know, like, oh my god, this guy's played, like, you know, like they have those campaign ribbons. And like, here was the Vietnam maps, here was Desert Storm, here was Afghanistan, you know, I played all the Afghanistan maps. You know, like you had all your campaign ribbons from all these different things. You know, Battlefield 6 winds up being out for 5 years, has 28 campaigns and 4 maps apiece. People would love that shit, man, but it's never gonna happen. It would be awesome, but it's never going to happen. I tell you what is going to happen. I'm going to take a break. The bigger the map, the, you know, yeah, Mogadishu, but you can't have an entire Battlefield 6 centered around Mogadishu, can you? But you can have a map. You could have like, you could have an expansion that was just cinema battles, Vietnam. And you do like Hamburger Hill and the assault from Platoon and, you know, like all those crazy movies, you know? You could have cinema battles, World War II, the Guns of Navarone, blah, blah, blah. Can you imagine that? My God, my Battlefield boner is so big right now, I can't even tell you. That would be totally fucking awesome. But it's not gonna happen, so don't get your hopes up.